Okay, you want to unplug the dryer or turn off the breaker before working on the dryer, but right here I had a dryer that was, it would start for a second and then it would immediately turn off. What it turned out to be was a broken dryer belt. This is a new GE machine, but most machines have a similar type style for replacing the dryer belt. This one is pretty nice in the way that it comes apart. I'll get into that more in a minute here.
Okay, so here it is, a broken dryer belt. That's all it was. The unit would start but then stop immediately, and it's because the belt wasn't turning. So this is a 4-ribbed belt. It's got 3 grooves, and this particular one's a GE model. Now looking on the belt, we actually have some numbers here. Here's GE's manufacturer number. And then this number here, WE12M24, that's the number we want when ordering the belt. Anyway, I've got a couple new belts on order. It's a small little belt for the dryer. And that's it. Get that dryer running again.
Okay, so I got my new belt. And I'm going to open it up, get it going. This is a 4-ribbed belt. It's got 3 grooves in it. Now the grooves go on the downside, facing the dryer drum itself, and the flat portion goes up against the motor, the idle pulley, which puts tension on the belt. But this way, the grooves are going on the motor spindle and on the dryer drum itself. It gives it traction. The smooth side is up against the dryer pulley. This particular machine is pretty nice in that everything can be done from the front. All the controls are in the front of the machine. And also what's nice about this particular dryer is it comes in a 110 version or a 220 version. My particular setup is all 110, so I needed something that would work for that. And this does the trick. It comes in a 110, so it's great. I've got a dedicated 110 outlet for the dryer, which is on a stack rack, and a 110 dedicated outlet for the washing machine. Anyway, here we need to wrap the motor, the new belt around the motor spindle right there, and then the flat portion gets the pulley tension up against it. So I'm trying to find a place that I can put the camera for you, which is really not so easy. Most of it I pretty much got to do blind, so I'll just go ahead and get it done, and then I'll lift the camera up and show you how it works out here. Mostly you can kind of push the pulley over with one hand, wrap the belt around the motor spindle, and then put it to the pulley. Here you can see we've got it around the motor spindle. Now I just need to pull the pulley over to make it work out for the drum. So there it is. And now I just lift it up, and so the back shaft gets set into its little seating point. And just going to go gentle with it, feeling around for it, and give it a little test spin. Make sure everything rotates okay. And now we're ready for the cover. Here's the final trim cover. And then the cover itself, it's got these 2 slots that the top portion goes up into. I'll show you those here. Right there, see those 2 slots? It's got 2 slots on the top. And what you have to do is pull the bottom portion out and tip the top portion in at a pretty decent angle. It's like a 45-degree angle. That'll get it in the slots, and then you'll be able to put your quick plugs in and rehook up the wiring for the door switch. Quick connects. Okay, so now we need to tilt it so that it's at a pretty decent angle. Again, it's almost a 45, tiny bit less than a 45. That allows it to seat into those anchors. And then there's two posts that insert into the top portion. Okay, so I got it at the angle. And now it's just a matter of kind of guiding the drum and seating everything. So, and we definitely don't want to force anything. We just kind of want to feel for it. It should go fairly easy. If not, it's just a matter of regrouping and repositioning the drum. And you really got to kind of take your time with it. It just takes what it takes to get it going. You don't want to force anything. Right through these slots, we've got these mollies. The way this works is you'll slide the molly up and then slide it back down. There's a larger portion on the top hole for the molly, and so you can slide the screw up on the back molly and then slide it down into the smaller slot and then tighten it down. So here's a kind of a better visual of it. I'm lifting the molly up on the back. It didn't come through too good on the camera. Anyway, this first side is slipped down into the smaller section, and I'll just tighten the screw down, tighten that side down. And on the other side, we'll have to move that screw up, so I'm loosening it a little bit so I can move it up. Kind of verifying the drum spins properly. Okay, and now for the trim plate. The trim plate on this model, you just kind of angle it a little bit, and then you'll be able to turn it so that it holds on the temporary mounts, and then the permanent mounts are the screws. It's pretty simple. Just tighten the screws down, and then it's just our timer knob, which has a one flat side, so line up the flat side, gently push it on, and then all that's left is to plug the machine back in. And we want to plug it into a dedicated outlet. We want the washer on one outlet and the dryer on another outlet, and that's for a 110 machine. Obviously, if you have a 220 machine, it's just going to go into the 220 outlet. It's got one plug for both machines, but on this particular setup, it's a 110 dryer. And actually, on some of these, on this type of setup, it's a 220 dryer and might have a 110 washer. Again, just depends on your particular setup. But when possible, it's best to have a dedicated outlet to each machine. Gives a dedicated breaker to that machine, just a little bit better electrically. So here I'm plugging the dryer into its own outlet and pushing the washing machine back. Verify the dryer works and we're good to go. Might have to reposition that washing machine back a little bit to make sure the door has clearance, but that's about it on this machine. That's how to replace the dryer belt. And this particular one was on a new GE dryer.